Hey, what's up everybody? This is Chris welcoming you to another Proto Tech Tip. Now this week I'm going to compare two popular design choices for ventilation, and that's perforated sheet metal and cutouts. So let's get into it. So when it comes to designing effective ventilated systems, you might often find yourself asking the question, should you use perforated materials or strategically place cutouts on your design? Well, both methods are effective for managing airflow, but understanding their differences can help you make the best choice for your project requirements. Now, to start off, let's go through what we mean by perforated material. Perforated metal is any type of sheet metal that has a pattern of holes punched into it. This makes it useful for controlling the passage of air, light, liquids, and even sound. Now at Protocase and Protocase MFG, we stock perforated aluminum and perforated cold-rolled steel. Perforated sheet metal can be attached to sheet metal enclosures or panels, either by welding or using fasteners. Now, on the other hand, designing with cutouts usually involves creating strategically placed openings in the material to facilitate airflow. Now, these are usually larger openings when compared to the holes that are actually present in the perforated material. At Protocase and Protocase MFG, we can pretty much manufacture any custom cutout that you require. Think of it this way: if you can draw it, we can cut it. Therefore, cutouts are highly customizable when it comes to shape, size, or location, when compared to perforated sheet metal, which tends to rely on standardized patterns. As cutouts can be larger openings, it does allow for greater airflow, making it ideal for higher heat components. Meanwhile, perforated sheet metal is more useful at providing a consistent ventilation and does help maintain even internal temperatures. Creating custom cutouts gives you more flexibility. You can position and size these openings to direct airflow exactly where it's needed, making ventilation much more efficient. Perforated materials, though, offer a significant advantage by maintaining structural integrity. Now, because the holes are relatively small compared to the overall material surface, perforated sheets maintain much of their original strength while still providing that good ventilation. Now, over time, cleaning and maintenance is generally easier with cutout designs. This is because when it's time to clean, those larger access points make things much simpler. Just keep in mind, though, that you might want to add a mesh or a grill to keep unwanted debris from sneaking in through those custom cutouts. Speaking of that, we can also stack perforated metal behind larger cutouts, which is especially useful if you want to create patterns or logos while maintaining smaller openings in the design. Now, if you plan to use specific components like, say, fans, well, cutouts is probably the better option, as cutouts can be precisely matched to the fan housings. On the other hand, perforated sheet metal is not ideal in such scenarios unless openings align with the fan blades. But if heavy ventilation is necessary, opting for a perforated pattern is often a more reliable solution, as extensive ventilation cutouts in a design can often lead to warping, depending on factors like size, proximity, material, and thickness. One last point I'd like to go over is EMI RFI shielding. Perforated materials can provide electromagnetic shielding if grounded properly, while custom cutouts are ineffective without additional shielding components. So to summarize, you should look to use perforated material if balanced ventilation, strength, and EMI shielding are a priority. Conversely, opt for cutouts when high airflow and custom shapes are more of a priority. Keep in mind, designing ventilation systems is usually a trial and error process. What looks good on paper might need to be adjusted once you put it to the test. You're going to want to stay flexible in your approach and be prepared to refine your design based on real-world performance. At Protocase and Protocase MFG, we can accelerate innovation with high-velocity mass customization, HVMC, custom manufacturing your fully finished parts in as fast as 2 to 3 days with no minimum order requirements. The HVMC experience includes design tools to simplify your workflow. One feature is our cutout library, which is available on our website. This library provides cutout patterns available for download in either DXF or solid part formats, saving you the time of having to design them yourself. And that's all I have for this week's Proto Tech Tip video. If you did like the video, please leave a like and give it a share. Until next time, Take care.